Hello, dear students. Today we will study monarchy and democracy in Nepal. So let's start our class. Dear students, Nepal witnessed the rule of king as well as the rule of democracy on the basis of constitution. We know that in olden days Nepal was governed by a king and the king dynasty governed Nepal for many years. And in recent past, in the modern period of history, Nepal then turned constitutional monarchy and it remained constitutional monarchy for many years. And throughout this political period, the people of Nepal as well as political parties of Nepal demanded for more openness time to time. But the king of Nepal had a strong control over the government, over the administrative system of Nepal with the help of his army. And that is why the people of Nepal started the protest and started demanding for new democratic constitution. And when the movements and protests turned serious, became strong, and the pressure on the king was made, in that condition, the king accepted a new democratic constitution's demand in 1990. However, democratic government had a short and troubled career. But that government, which was democratic government, its tenure was very short as well as troublesome. During the 90s, the Maoists of Nepal were successful in spreading their influence in many parts of Nepal. During 90s, Maoists of Nepal who follow the Maoist system, they were able to spread their influence throughout the Nepal and they got success in it. They believed in armed resurrection against the monarch and the ruling elite. And the group of Maoists, they believed that the king will not leave the throne and will not leave the administrative system without armed insurrection. That's why they believed that armed instructions is necessary against the ruling monarch and ruling elite. This led to a violent conflict between Maoist guerrillas and the armed forces of king. And this belief led a conflict which was held between Maoist guerrillas who were fighting on the basis of guerrilla techniques and they were also applying guerrilla techniques, and on the other hand the armed forces of the king were retaining the position. For some time there was a triangular conflict in the Nepal, and in that triangular conflict monarchist forces, Maoists, and at that time some Democrats were also engaged in that triangular conflict. In 2002, the king abolished the parliament and dismissed the government and took the administrative control of Nepal in his hand. And in this way, for 4 years, the king ruled as his own. And in April 2006, there were massive countrywide pro-democratic protesters. The struggling pro-democracy forces achieved their first major victory when the king was forced to restore the House of Representatives that had been dissolved in April 2002. And in 2006, protesters and movements in every part of Nepal were witnessed, and those movements and protests were held against the governing system of the king. And in this way, the king was forced to restore the dissolved House of Representatives, which was dissolved in 2002 by the king. It was the initial success of the people in Nepal. The largely non-violent movement was led by seven party alliances, SPA, the Maoist, and social activities. And the main non-violent movement was led by seven party alliance that was called SPA, and in that two groups were main. Those groups were Maoists and social activists. So Nepal's transition to democracy is almost complete, and in that period, in 2006, Nepal's transition from the monarchy system to a democratic system was completed. Nepal has undergone a unique movement in its history because it formed a constitutional assembly to draft the constitution for Nepal. And in that time, Nepal got into a modern and new phase of transition, and a committee for the drafting of Nepal's constitution was made. Some elections in Nepal thought that, some sections in Nepal thought that a nominal monarchy was necessary for Nepal to retain its link with past. And at that time, some sections of Nepal, some marginal people of Nepal also believed that to establish the link of the country with its past, a nominal monarchy system is necessary. But the Maoist groups agreed to suspend armed struggle. They wanted the constitution to include the radical programs of social and economic restructuring. And at that time, Maoist groups stopped their fighting. They suspended the armed struggle, and they wanted that constitution must include some radical changes, some radical programs of social and economic restructuring of schemes. All the parties in the SPA did not agree with this program, and as we know, if there are more than one or two parties, then rarely they are agreed at any point. So it is similar with Nepal. All the parties were not agreed at the point of, at the issue of radical programs change. The Maoists and some other political groups were also deeply suspicious of the Indian government and its role in the future of Nepal. Some sections of Nepal, like Maoists and some other political groups, they were in suspicion of the role of India in the future of Nepal. They doubted that India may influence their foreign policy, their internal issues also. In 2008, Nepal became a democratic republic after abolishing the monarchy. In 2015, it adopted a new constitution. In the year of 2008, Nepal was declared as Democratic Republic and it abolished the monarchy system in 2008. And then its constitution was drafted and it adopted its new constitution in 2015. So there are 2 years. In 2008, Nepal became Democratic Republic, and in 2015, Nepal adopted its new constitution. So, dear students, today we completed our class, and in this class we study monarchy and democracy in Nepal. And in next class, we will discuss ethnic conflict and democracy in Nepal. And till then, keep learning. And if you have any doubt, you can ask through the comment box or you can call me. Thank you for watching this video.